Let me tell you something, nothing prepares you for waking up in the middle of the Arizona desert, hearing the crunch of gravel under expensive shoes, and realizing your neighborly welcome is actually a declaration of war. Yeah, that happened. And I'll warn you right now, if you think this is just another boring HOA spat over mailbox colors or lawn flamingos, buckle up. What started with a fake smile and a letter turned into the nastiest battle of my life, one that nearly cost me my sanity, my home, and on a few nights, maybe a whole lot more. I'd bought my slice of land 5 years back, a chunk of sun-baked cactus-studded soil, right up against the edge of Sandy Creek, a development ruled by an HOA so strict they probably measured the height of tumbleweeds. On the other side, open county desert, nothing but brush, coyotes, and enough space to breathe. That's why I picked it. After a dozen years running contracts in the Army overseas, living out of boxes, always told what to do, what to wear, what shade to paint, my front door, I'd had enough. This place was going to be mine, from the hand-sketched blueprints to the sweat-stained boards I hammered together with my own hands. I checked every plat map and zoning doc myself. There was a buffer clear as daylight. I was out. No HOA, no drama, or so I thought. Then 3 weeks back, this glossy "Welcome to Sandy Creek" folder shows up in my mailbox. Faux cursive, bright colors, bylaws, landscaping rules, the works. At first, I laugh it off. Figure it's for the new folks down the hill with the golden doodle and a mailbox that leans like it's had a few too many. Tossed it in the recycling, went back to fixing the east wall of my shop. Should have known better. Second letter comes this one certified official letterhead signature from Karen Hale, HOA president. Claims my solar panels are an eyesore violation of some Section 7, Article 9, and unless I yank them down, I'm looking at a $500 fine. I nearly bust a rib laughing. My house isn't in their HOA, closest one is 2 football fields away, and the property line's as clear as the line between sense and nonsense. Still, I send back a polite reply copy of my deed, a zoning map, just in case someone's genuinely confused. That should have been it. Except Karen doesn't take no for an answer. She shows up herself. Heels clicking papers, rustling voice that spent too many years winning bake sales and not enough losing arguments. Introduces herself, clipboard, thick enough to paddle a canoe, blue blazer, sharp as a tack. Afternoon, I say, still holding the sander I'd been using on a maple cabinet. She tries to play it cool, starts in with, well, boundaries get reevaluated, maps lag behind. All that. I flash my laminated plat map point at the county stamp, show her I'm outside her little kingdom. But she just tightens her smile, says something about visual harmony and how my house ruins the view from the ridge trail. I crack a joke about binocular-toting joggers. Her smile finally slips, threatens consequences, and I just step back inside thinking it's over. But something in my gut tells me this isn't just HOA fussiness. This is something darker. Sure enough, next morning, that same HOA folder is back on my porch now with a sticky note. Let's talk. I don't reply. Instead, I upgrade my cameras. Over the next couple of weeks, the weirdness ramps up. White Lexus SUV cruises by same time every day. Neighborhood kids stop waving. Someone throws a shredded HOA newsletter over my fence. My neighbor Steve across the wash catches me taking out trash and just shakes his head. Karen's the queen bee, he warns. Guy up the road had to move over a flagpole she didn't like. His house wasn't even in the HOA. I start documenting everything, license plates, photos, every inch of my property. I'm not letting anyone rewrite history here. Ignoring Karen doesn't slow her down. It pokes the bear. Next thing I know, I'm getting city notices about my overgrown grass in Arizona, mind you, a fire safety warning over a forgotten propane tank noise, complaints about a generator I don't own, bureaucratic death by 1,000 cuts, all under anonymous tip. Inspectors show up, mostly apologetic, saying off the record, someone's really determined to make my life hell. The letters escalate first about my tool shed, not HOA approved, then about the solar panels again, then a bill for $2,000 in non-compliance fees. That's when I stop being nice. I call my lawyer Rachel Chang. She laughs. Classic HOA overreach, she says. Asks if I have everything notarized, color copies, even drone shots. I do. She tells me to buy more hard drives. Then it goes from weird to downright creepy. My motion cameras catch someone on my driveway at 3 a.m., hoodie DSLR camera moving like a ghost. Sheriff's deputy says looks like a PI probably hired by someone who wants dirt. A few days later, a silver Ford idles by my back fence. I get the license plate call in a favor. It's registered to Karen's son. Oh, it's on now. Neighborhood starts freezing me out. Banana bread lady next door pretends I'm invisible. Kids don't come near the fence. Karen's whispering, poisoning the well, unstable, aggressive, doesn't care about the community. Steve tips me off watch for the newsletter. Sure enough, a bulletin appears, blurry aerial photo of my roof with a red circle labeled a visual pollutant, and my workshop branded an unauthorized utility enclosure. Rachel just laughs harder. They're handing us ammunition. But then things cross the line. I come home to a violation notice duct taped to my gate about non-standard paint color. My house is literally tan like every other place in the state. That night I catch Karen pacing outside my property, Bluetooth headset glued to her head, glaring at my cameras. The next day, a half-empty beer can lands in my driveway. I take a photo bag it like evidence. This isn't petty anymore, it's a siege. Rachel calls county assessor's office, just flagged my property for zoning adjustment. Someone, she says, filed to have my lot reassigned into the HOA overlay. Let me guess, I say Karen. Bingo. She claimed the boundary map was inaccurate, submitted support letters. One signature is from a guy who's been dead 4 months. I march straight to the zoning office, slap down my deed and plat map file, an official objection, and ethics complaint, attach every document I can find. Rachel helps me email everything to the DA and local media. A week later, I get an anonymous envelope. Inside are blueprints for a massive Arts and Wellness Center development phase 2, bleeding right over my land. Suddenly it all makes sense. Karen isn't just on a power trip. She's working with developers, needs my property for a 7-figure deal. I'm the only thing standing in her way. Blacklisted, suddenly trash service, suspended, internet flagged for zoning issues. Landscapers won't return my calls. I file a FOIA request, dig up emails showing Karen lunching with city planners, submitting community feedback surveys, all using the same typeface, same language. Manufactured consent, Rachel calls it. Then I hit the mother lode, a scanned letter from Karen to the developer promising my land would be absorbed within the year. I send it to Rachel. She replies instantly, "We're going nuclear." That night, floodlights light up my yard. 2 sheriff's cars. Officers crouched behind their doors, weapons drawn, ordering me out of my own house because of an anonymous tip about a burglary in progress. Cameras catch everything, me barefoot, hands up, trying not to get shot on my own porch. One of the officers is another hail Karen's cousin or nephew. Makes a snide comment as they leave. I call Rachel at sunrise. She says they're using the cops now. It's lawsuit time, federal level. I back up all my footage, file formal complaint, send a letter to the local paper. HOA hand delivers another threat, this time no signature. Just a warning to work more closely with the association for everyone's safety. Then I spot teenagers trying to climb my fence. Siren scares them off, but I log it all. The next morning, flyers go up around the neighborhood labeling me uncooperative resident endangering community safety. I laugh and scan one for the case file. Let them keep pushing, I'm not budging. Courtroom day smells like sweat and old paper. Rachel and I loaded for bear file a civil suit naming Karen her officer cousin, the HOA and the developer. The clerk smirks. HOA overreach, Rachel just says fraud, harassment, attempted land theft. We get a hearing in 3 weeks. In the meantime, Karen ramps up her propaganda machine. Neighbors walk past my house in pairs, trash and internet service vanish. My drone becomes my best friend. Catches Karen taking a payoff from a developer outside a cafe. Rachel finds the guy on LinkedIn, ties him to the blueprints. A wild card appears. Tasha, a 20-something who worked for the HOA, knocks on my gate, says she's losing sleep, hands over a USB full of proof-scanned documents, forged signatures, and a voice memo of Karen ranting about making an example out of me. That's when it all comes together: fraud, police abuse, land grab, the works. Trial day. The courthouse is packed. Reporters, neighbors, the works. Rachel goes scorched earth, lays out the evidence, plays video from my cameras, shows Karen taking a bribe. Drops the bomb, the emails about reassigning my lot, the fake party video, the testimony from Tasha about forged surveys and threats. The Judge Ramirez doesn't play around, overrules objections, calls out Karen mid-ramble. This isn't a fashion show, you're under oath. A forensic accountant shows developer cash flowing into an HOA nonprofit the same week Karen flooded the county office with support letters. Verdict comes down hard. Karen guilty of fraud, defamation, conspiracy, Officer Hale of misconduct, the HOA itself on the hook for millions in damages and legal fees. Judge Ramirez doesn't mince words. Systemic abuse of property rights that warrants federal attention. Boom. Board members resign, the HOA collapses. Developer pulls out Karen's assets. Frozen Hale resigns in disgrace. Media dubs it the Liberty Hill case. I get a check for $2 million, not that it's about the money. For the first time since this mess began, the air feels clean. I finish my land the way I always wanted: solar grid, new paint, hand-carved sign over the gate, welcome to Liberty Hill. No HOA, no nonsense. Constitution applies here. People start showing up, neighbors, bloggers, even strangers, just wanting to shake the hand of the guy who took on the HOA and won. I launch a nonprofit, help others fight back, post everything I learned online. Calls pour in: Texas, Florida, Utah, Georgia. Turns out I'm not the only one. Sometimes I find that first threatening letter from Karen, read it, and burn it. 3 years on, my land's not just a home, it's a statement. When people ask what changed, I tell them this. The night they came to erase me, they ended up writing my name in all caps instead. So let me throw this to you. Where do you draw the line between order and overreach? Is it worth fighting for your corner of the world, even if the price is this high? Or do you just move on? Let someone else be the next target? Drop your thoughts below. And if you've ever stared down your own Karen, share your story. I promise, you're not alone. If you believe in property rights and standing your ground, hit like, subscribe, and keep this story alive. Because in the end, it's not about beating the HOA. It's about reminding the world that some battles are worth every scar.